668 horsepower, 659 pound-feet of torque, sent exclusively to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to GCCars. My name is Eric and this is the best car in the world. Admittedly, quite a bold claim I made there earlier, but I'm going to show you why that is true in this video. But before we get driving, let's take a brief look at the exterior. And I gotta say, whoever at General Motors spec'd this, you have great taste. Black on bronze with the tan interior, it's just exactly how I would spec it. And it just looks amazing. Cadillac's designs recently, I've just find to be awesome, like across the board. I love the saber-tooth kind of daytime running lights they have. They look very distinct, very good. But you take the CT5-V that already looks good and add the Blackwingness to it, and it is so aggressive looking. It is so good. Like, look at the grille. Look at the front end and how it kind of stares you down. And we also have almost $11,000 of optional carbon fiber up here in the grille. The front splitter, the side kind of skirts for our front wheels. We have the side skirts underneath the body, the rear wing, and the rear diffuser, all carbon fiber. So this is kind of like a hint that this even is a Blackwing, because if you notice, there's not a single badge saying Blackwing on it. Nothing says it. It only says V, and it could also be the normal V if you don't know. So you got to look for the carbon fiber, the rear wing, or you got to listen for it. Other than that, you have no idea that this is as potent as it is, which makes it kind of a sleeper, actually. Most people don't really realize what it is until you absolutely blast by them with thunderous exhaust sounds. Quite fun, actually, quite fun. But no, this looks fantastic. Look at the rear stands, look at that. Look at the wide hips, look at the tubby tires, the beefy tires. I mean, of course, flanked by the diffuser. This is how you design a sophisticated yet aggressive car. Great job, Cadillac. But can it hold a candle to Mercedes' and BMW's interior? That's probably where we have the most questions here, right? So how about we take a look and see. And the beautiful spec continues on the inside. This is actually really, really nice, and I love the dual tone spec we have. It just looks pretty, and they have so many great accents. So first of all, of course, we have kind of this leather colored with the black, and then the black has red accents. Everything that's black has white accent stitching. We have the carbon fiber, which, you know me, I normally don't like carbon fiber on the interior, but this just works. This is really, really nice, and I love this, especially the door, because we have leather, carbon fiber, metal, this Alcantara or suede-like material, whatever it is in the end, and then we have more leather down here. It is very, very pretty. Now, admittedly, is it as nice as an E63? Not quite, but it's like close. There's really only 2 points where I would like it to be a little nicer. This center stack on the sides could be a little softer, and this center stack, which is taken directly from every other CT5. I get it, to redesign this would actually make this probably quite a bit more expensive to assemble. But other than that, I like it. It works, it is comfy, the steering wheel is nice. We have a V button and a performance traction switch on the bottom right. Just gotta rev it here for a second, otherwise it's gonna shut off. And the carbon fiber bucket seats, the optional ones, they're, first of all, look at them. Beautiful. I love the V logo that's embossed up top. They're very adjustable. You can put the bolstering on the sides and on the cushion to be stronger or weaker depending on your body type. Holds you in place very well. And now look at the back of them. Look at the pure carbon on the back. Doesn't that look amazing? Yes. This is really nice. Q infotainment system, as always, not the most functional, but very quick. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, perfect. The gauge cluster, which I think is the one out of the Corvette. Digital gauge cluster, beautiful, great colors, great contrast, very, very customizable. Love that. And of course, we got a manual. Like, what more could you want? What more could you want? Back seat's obviously very comfy for adults. Plenty of space in there as long as you're not like too tall. But no, this is very nice. But enough talking. Let's drive, let's have some fun out on the road. Okay, now out on the road in the Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing, and I don't think I quite emphasized enough how awesome it is to have a 668 horsepower supercharged V8 with a manual transmission in a sports sedan in 2022. So let's celebrate that. V mode, and now manual downshifting. Let's have some fun. Oh my god, this thing is insane. This thing is absolutely incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And I'll be honest, in the first couple of days I was a little afraid of this. I was a little afraid of this. I mean, I was in the E63S, which is a 603 horsepower all-wheel drive and an 8-speed dual clutch transmission, if I remember correctly. And that was quick. That was seriously rapid. And just like that E63S, this is kind of too quick for the road, because once you have fun, you find yourself very quickly having to brake and slow down, because quite frankly, you reach the speed limit like that. And the really scary part for me in the beginning with this Blackwing was that in the Canadian fall, you know, when the tires are a little colder and it takes some time to get them to warm up, holy moly was I losing traction. I was the highway pole, second gear, top of second gear, your car just slides. We're talking 100 kilometers an hour plus. The rear just starts shaking because it loses traction. You do a launch, you just test it even with traction, like with traction control on. So of course you lose traction on the launch. You lose traction halfway through the first gear. You lose traction top of first gear. You shift into second. You lose traction again, and that made this feel very skittish. But eventually, after I got to drive it a little bit, and I got used to the Blackwing and got used to the horsepower a little more, I eventually got to a point where I was feeling that, okay, maybe, as unintuitive as it is, I'm going to be more confident driving this car, turning everything off. Traction control, stability control, all that off. Because I think I needed to take that leap of faith and trust the Blackwing and trust the General Motors engineers that they have produced a car that, yes, it might lose traction, but it'll keep itself straight. You do intervene a little bit, correct a little bit here and there, but nothing like, it doesn't try to kill you, unless what it felt like. And once I did that, wow. Like, yes, absolute yes. This thing is amazing. Does it lose traction very quickly? Yeah. But as long as you're careful, you roll on the throttle, it'll stay manageable. It'll be in a way that you can just keep it steady. You can just keep it going, and it will be all right. You'll be all right. And I think what sketched me out about when I had traction control on, it is a good traction control, don't get me wrong, is the fact that every time traction control intervened, the car's movement and momentum shifted. So a lot of weight transfer was happening all the time when I was trying to accelerate, and that just didn't feel good. That didn't feel, like I said, that felt very skittish. And now when you drive it with a performance traction mode, so let's put it into, for example, let's do sport actually, sport's fine. Then it just drives so much more predictable, so much more settled. But we have more than just traction control modes. We have launch control. So let's go that, custom. Launch RPM, 2800 RPM. Slip target, 10%. Let's have some fun. First gear. And it'll manage. We just have to shift. Holy, this thing is so quick. This thing is so quick. This is stupid. It is stupid. Just like the Camaro we've had last week, stupid in an absolutely enjoyable, hilarious, and great way. I love that this exists. It is 2022. This car should simply not exist. We should not have a sports sedan with a V8 that is supercharged and has a manual transmission and is only rear-wheel drive. Like, that should simply not exist. But out here, Cadillac does it. They just do it. Why? Because they know that this is likely the last time they can ever do anything like this. With electrification out on the horizon, well, it's not even on the horizon here, it's starting to be here. I talked about it in the Camaro. We're losing the Camaro We're losing the Challenger as is. The Mustang is the last one standing at that. And in terms of sports sedans, yeah, there's still plenty, of course, but none of them as engaging or as fun as this Blackwing. It is incredible, and the difference the manual makes is, you cannot overstate how much of a difference that makes. It is an incredible experience. It is jaw-droppingly fast. Like I said, it might just be too fast for the roads, so you either want to have a very good lawyer or you have a subscription on the track, which I recommend number option 2, so you can just enjoy this car. But it's just so good. And like I said, you know, once you trust it, once you reasonably well drive without, you know, or at least in one of the traction sport modes, the Michelin Pilot Sports 4Ss we have on here, they lose traction so smoothly and regain traction very smoothly as well. So there's no like tank slapping, nothing like that. It'll, you know, it'll oversteer a little, it'll spin the tires, but it's very controllable. Sometimes you don't even really notice how much you're spinning the tires unless you're looking back and like, oh, I just painted on the road. Oops. No, this is great. This is just like, this is special. This is one of those cars where right now you already know this will forever be a car that people will remember. This will forever be a car that people will talk over. And this will forever be a car that people will dream about and saying, oh, I wish we still had cars like this, because it is so special. And at the same time, we can take it out of V mode, we go into tour, and we have a perfectly capable and comfortable luxury car. Now actually let's put rev matching on, automatic rev matching. So I literally only have to put it into gear and work a little bit on the clutch, but it's not too difficult, it's not too hard. And then we're good to go. So like here, it's nice and quiet in here. The suspension is surprisingly nice, better than the E63S. The E63S is very good in sport modes, but in comfort it never reaches the level of comfort that this Blackwing reaches. And it's just nice. And you wouldn't even know when you drive it normally, like a regular person, not like me. As in I'm crazy, not like I'm a pro or something like that. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know that it's anything like out of the ordinary. Yeah, the stick shift might be a little weird for people, but it is so easy to drive. And then once you're, you know, you think, oh, you know, I don't want to be a sensible human being. I don't want to contribute to society. Put it back into V mode. Shift once, shift 2, shift 3, shift 2 because we're at it. Turn off rev matching. Holy. I normally don't swear in reviews. I do swear in a normal life because, well, I'm German, we do swear. But I normally don't swear in reviews. But I just, this like, even after, this is my 8th day with the Blackwing, I am still just flabbergasted by the power. It is just, it just pulls and 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 pulls. It is insane. We didn't even reach top gear, not even close. Like my little Blackwing HUD that is, you know, showing me the RPMs, it never even went yellow. Nothing. Didn't even show up our RPMs. This is incredible. I love this. Cadillac, thank you so much for making this car. I love you for that, and I hope every engineer and every person that had made any decisions in terms of how this car will be and that this car will happen gets a big old hug, because you guys deserve that. And at a price of $112,753 Canadian, it is actually very cheap. Yeah, 100 grand. It's a lot of money, sure, of course. But an E63 is $30,000 more. $30,000, and what does it have? All-wheel drive, okay, but this is more fun to drive because it's not all-wheel drive. Then it has a bit nicer interior, a bit more tech, but that's not $30K. This is the better experience. This is more fun. This is the perfect one-car solution. If I could only have one car in my life, and it needs to be practical and it needs to be fun, this is it. The Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing. Good job, Cadillac. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Thank you and goodbye.